Rwanda's president, Paul Kagame. He's been a darling of the West ever since he led his country out of the terrible 1994 genocide that left up to 1 million people dead. Kagame brought stability as well as economic and social progress to Rwanda. And that was fueled largely by the foreign aid that's flowing in from an international community that still feels guilty for not intervening to stop the genocide. Under Kagame's leadership, Rwanda has made stunning advances in education, healthcare, women's rights and security. Rwanda is also now ranked one of the least corrupt countries in Africa. But the country's economic lifeline is now in jeopardy, as Kagame is accused by the United Nations of backing rebels such as the M23 group in neighboring Congo, who want to overthrow the democratically elected government of Joseph Kabila. And now, Kagame, who's been consistently hailed by world leaders, finds himself being increasingly criticized for that war in Congo and for the growing authoritarian streak at home. Paul Kagame joins me now from the World Economic Forum in Davos. Mr. President, welcome back to the program.
It's a pleasure, thank you.
Let me start off by asking you, what will it take to get Rwanda to stop supporting the M23 militia in Congo? What will it take?
The solution is for us to come together as two countries, as a region, and be forward-looking and find solutions. Rwanda is very active in this, and we want a positive solution out of that.
So I hear you basically accepting what the UN has said, that your country is responsible for creating and helping create this M23 rebellion. And you have had a call from the United States, you've had a call from President Obama, who has underscored that this must stop, that you must stop and permanently end all support for that. Did you accept President Obama's insistence on that?
Well, first of all, Christian, I have to be clear. It's a big no on the issue of saying that I am accepting this kind of responsibility. But what I am accepting is that people can work together to find a solution to this problem that affects Rwanda, that also affects the Congo and the region. This is really what we are talking about. I don't want to keep on the issues of saying this one is to blame. The blame game doesn't help anyone, and in any case, some of the blames are placed wrongly. They are inaccurate. They are not. They don't make. So I'm just forward-looking. I'm talking about finding a solution, and I think what the President of the United States was saying, or others, is about finding a solution to the problems that are complex. It's not a simple complex. It's not just an issue of M23 or one other problem. It's a number of problems that are together that we need to sort out and move on.
Well, that is true, and the President has called for diplomatic or kind of a negotiated process, a political process to solve this. But, Mr. President, you deny the UN report, you deny helping these militias, but despite your denials, it's costing you and your country very dearly. Some of your major donors are now withholding money, withholding projects. Your own finance minister is revising down the projected growth in your country by more than a percentage point. You obviously see that this is costing you, right? Do you agree that it's costing you?
You see, yes, but you see, it's not an issue of denying, just denying. It's an issue of saying what people are saying happened did not happen. But, of course, whether that has led to another problem, that is true. It has led to a problem where there is this discomfort we are in, we find ourselves in, that affects the progress of my country and also, of course, creates other problems within the region. That is true. But whether it is based on false grounds or not, that's not the issue I'm talking about. I think we already have a problem.
You're saying it's true that whatever's happening in the Congo is costing your country. You have about nearly half of your budget comes from international aid. If that is threatened, how will you continue this success that you've had, whether in education, in the general economy, health, in all those indicators? Do you admit that it is a threat?
Christian, I don't understand the importance of this question other than really saying, yes, we have that problem. We need to address it. We need to address it in two ways. One, we need to understand whether what we are saying is correct, or whether the way we are approaching the problem gives us a solution. That's very important. Now, as to how we deal with the consequences of all this, whether it is wrong or right, we will have to deal with those consequences. Certainly our budget is affected. There's no question about it. So what do we do about it? What we do about it is to try and make do with what we have, and what we don't have, we don't have. What can we do with what we don't have? So it means a lot of adjustments, a lot of suffering. It means, and here you are trying to put it in such, maybe nicely, that, well, it doesn't matter whether what has caused this had a good basis or not, but it has had these consequences. How do you want me to answer that?
What do you plan to do? How do you plan to rescue your country at this precise time?
What we are planning to do is to try and work with our partners in the region, including DRC, where the problem is, to see whether we can find a solution for all of us, including, therefore, that Rwanda will get out of this place where it has been pushed. Mm-hmm. Now, again, I'm not going back to explain whether the problem had a basis or not, or it relates to Rwanda in a real way or not. I think that is an argument that has been going on for so long, and maybe will continue. I'm focused on whether we can find a solution. We want a solution for all of us. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Are you afraid that this tarnishes your legacy, this as well as criticisms of a growing authoritarian streak at home?
You know, honestly, I wish you would find time and interact with Rwandans and ask them what they think. There have been stories of all kinds of things, but the true story about Rwanda has made progress. We have registered economic growth 8% year in, year out for almost last 10 years. We've seen women empowered like nowhere else. We've seen our children go to school. We've seen healthcare improve and serve everyone. We've seen food security catered for. We've seen investment in information technology. All these investments have been possible because Rwandans need them and have worked hard to achieve them. So it's the same Rwanda that somebody wants to depict in a different light. I don't know what is being talked about.
All right. Final question. Will you step down in 2017?
Again, don't worry about that. We have a constitution in place. We have always tried to do our best to satisfy the needs of our people and expectations of our people. So I think, why do people create doubts about whether to come 2017 this or that is going to happen? What is the basis?
Is that a yes?
No, it is a broad answer to say you don't need to worry about anything.
President Kagame, thank you for joining me from Davos.
Thank you.